game has always prided himself with that name, the Cerebral Assassin. He is a thinking man's wrestler, no doubt about it.
I'm thinking this is not even like not even serious to him or something.
I don't agree with that, but time will tell. High side headlock takeover by Rob Van Dam. The Triple H quickly counters, but Van Dam up.
Oh, look out.
Van Dam certainly may be the quicker of the two. He doesn't possess the game's power and strength, but I think Van Dam does have more speed and agility, at least in my view, than does the world's champion.
Oh, I appreciate you throwing that, at least in your view, in there, because I don't share it.
Side headlock takeover, and
let me just say this, Joe. I want to put you in place about something else. You said a moment ago, see, look at this, he's smiling. You said a moment ago that Triple H insulted Ric Flair. He didn't insult Ric Flair. He put Flair in his place. Flair was an embarrassment to himself tonight.
well, Ric Flair did not have a great night. Flair was outsmarted by Chris Jericho, but Flair has contributed so much to our business. I don't believe that Triple H has the right to insult Ric Flair. That's my opinion.
He just pointed out his shortcomings on this particular evening here at Unforgiven.
As far as I'm concerned, the game's got a lot more to worry about than Ric Flair's shortcomings tonight. He better focus completely on Rob Van Dam. Van Dam's got this sold-out crowd behind him.
Yeah,
That's
out here in
gonna help.
California. What would give Rob Van Dam that nonchalant attitude that he has?
It's just his personality. It's just the way that he is. Look out here in the game, rolling Van Dam on his shoulders. I'm not going to argue that point either. But everybody's got their own way of expressing themselves.
Here we go. Now, see that.
Van Dam got to cover up on those ropes, or the game will take his head off from one of those breaks. But Van Dam slapped on the face of the game, and the game certainly is not going to intimidate, as I think he thought he would, Rob Van Dam.
Van Dam reminds me of somebody. Was his dad a movie star?
No, his dad was not Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I was thinking maybe his dad might have been Cheech or Chong or something. I mean, this guy's just like he's always just, you know, he's out there, just smiling. Well, he's not smiling right now, is he?
The game now, that solid right hand, and Butler quickly reversed again, but a hard shoulder lock by the bigger, stronger game, knocking down Van Dam. Van Dam showing his great agility, and nice hard back takedown. RVD, side headlock takeover, and Van Dam, look it out here. Van Dam using that very basic, fundamental side headlock takeover. It is certainly a departure from the educated feet that Van Dam has danced with all the way to this world title match and the game in the ropes.
There's an example of educated feet for you. Triple H breaking his feet over the rope. Break the hold there. Got to break it.
Van Dam in the game.
Break the cerebral assassin. That's a smart move, JR. Take a break.
I'm not denying that.
Okay.
The game trying to get his thoughts together, because certainly I was expecting Van Dam to come with the aerial maneuvers, the feet,
Wait a minute,
but
what is
he's
this?
using that side headlock. And
Wait a minute, you can't take this kind of a break. Don't tell me Van Dam's going to do what I think he's going to do, JR. What?
there's more than one man that can play head games here.
Look at this. He is walking, Triple H. You don't have to stand for that, Triple H.
No, he can get back in the ring and compete. Doesn't take much to put this aggressive animal over the edge, and Van Dam again. And right back to that side headlock. And there's a code, look out here. And the game, the arm drag, it worked, and the side headlock has worked on 3 or 4 exchanges here for the challenger for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Believe me, JR, we're closer to the beginning of this match than we are to the end of it. Things may work for the time being. Never count out Triple H.
Not a clean break as we saw in the game, bearing first the right and then the left knee deep in the abdomen, driving the air out of Rob Van Dam. The game has got great ring awareness, but he's also maybe just a little bit too tightly wound sometimes.
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you what this problem is. He is sick and tired.
Look out! A roll up! Here we go! He got the referee Earl Hebner's hand coming down for that 3 count. And yeah, great strength.
Okay,
great breakout.
Good move by Rob Van Dam. Very good move. Very impressive.
Van Dam trying to hook those Ozarms has done it. He couldn't get the backslide. The game too big, too strong in that exchange. Van Dam.
Too smart.
Oh, takedown. What a takedown by Van Dam. Hooking the leg again, and Van Dam is all over the game and back to that side headlock. And the game shoulders are down. It's as if Triple H gets taken over with a side headlock, forgets where he is, and his shoulders left on that canvas 3 or 4 times for near falls.
Don't worry about it, JR. I hope you don't think that Triple H is going to lose the World Championship with a headlock, by having a headlock applied to him, or a takeover.
Well,
give him a little credit.
I'm going to give him tons of credit. He deserves tons of credit, but stranger things have happened.
Well, you're right. He deserves tons of credit, but he's getting none from you or the rest of the Raw superstars. You know why? Everybody's whining and complaining.
Shot that one by Van Dam. That spinning kick, and the game either knocked out or slides out of the ring. Van Dam one knockout shot away with his feet from becoming the world champion.
Look out, Triple H!
Somersault plancha, a high-risk move, and the challenger was all or nothing, and he got nothing but the outside of the ring.
That's what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket, JR. Sometimes they get broken.
Van Dam's got to get back in the ring before the referee reaches his 10 count. Again, the game with a championship advantage. Triple H has got to be pinned or made to submit to lose his title tonight.
This is it. 7. He's not going to make it. Come on, Ref. Keep counting. 8, 8, 8, 8. 9. That's got to be it.
Van Dam get back on that apron. He may have gotten a break right there from the official.
I think that's got to be the most lenient call I've ever seen. Look at it. Damn.
What a sickening thumb that was. Right on the outside, and Van Dam may have taken himself out of the ball game here with that high-risk maneuver, the somersault plancha that did not materialize. Hard elbow right to the heart of the challenger.
If that didn't take Van Dam out of the ball game, I think Triple H is going to go ahead and finish the ejection right here. I can't believe that Earl Hebner allowed. What did he claim that when Van Dam's wrist went back inside the ring, he was in there?
Certainly perhaps a questionable, perhaps a controversial decision by the official on that exchange. In any event, the match continues.
Come on, Earl. Can Earl not count? What's his problem?
I think Earl Hebner counts very well.
Never seen anything like this. It's part of that. It's part of that general thinking that we have on Raw now. Everybody's whining and complaining about the fact that Triple H was.
Here's a cover. Here we go. And Van Dam.
That he was given the World Championship.
And he was on September 2nd.
Okay, so he was. Who earned it? I mean, who deserves it more than Triple H?
By what criteria?
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a criteria. What about by the number of times he's been champion?
Well, he's been champion 5 times.
Yeah, okay. Has any other Raw superstar been champion more than that? What about the number of times he's been in the main event?
Bear's been champion 16 times.
What about the number of times he's headlined pay-per-views?
I know you're a Triple H fan, Ken.
Sold out arenas.
You're making that quite obvious.
Well, I rest my case, JR.
And look out here.
What?
The game.
Oh, here we go.
Hanging up. Van Dam. Boy, Van Dam's neck. His head just snapped back off that bottom rope. And that was precise positioning for the cerebral assassin. And now the game hooking the leg, and Van Dam gasping for air, barely able to kick out.
Van Dam didn't realize he was in a serious situation. Up to now he does now, doesn't he?
I think Van Dam knew all along what kind of situation he was going to be in here tonight. Here in Los Angeles, California, where the beautiful Staples Center is sold out. Thank you for joining us.
You think Stephanie McMahon realizes what situation she's going to be in now? Oh, baby.
Well, Van Dam landed on his feet.
Watch it.
Trying to roll up. He does. There's a roll up. And the game's great leg strength. Able to free from that predicament. A nice neck breaker by the game. The world's heavyweight champion goes to the lateral press. The hook of the far leg. And he got a near fall. Did the game. A power game with technique. That's a hard combination to beat, especially for the champion who makes very few mistakes inside those ropes.
It's such a great night, JR.
What's the hair? Love it.
What's this action?
On the outside here. And again, the game. Oh, look, it's reversed.
Oh!
The game trying to punish Van Dam. It backfired on him. Michael Cole and Taz stationed at ringside. They'll call the Undertaker-Brock Lesnar match with a WWE title later tonight.
Stay away from Taz. He'll give you a cheap shot. He's so SmackDown, pro SmackDown.
RVD now trying to build the momentum here for the game reverses. The Irish into the center of the ropes. Van Dam, oh, the pace quickened, and Van Dam went right into that high knee. Will that be it? Is that the knockout? The cover, and Van Dam, his left shoulder coming off the canvas as the hand was coming down for the final and fatal 3 count.
I thought Triple H had him. That knee right to the jaw of Rob Van Dam. I thought that was it for him.
Triple H,
Now what? Now what's he gonna do?
stepping to the outside, which is somewhat uncharacteristic of the game.
Can we see
He's
that?
climbing up top.
Can we see that knee one time? Watch this. Watch Van Dam's jaw. Oh, wow.
Oh, the game is,
Hey!
oh, the game was mocking Rob Van Dam. Found himself in no man's land on the top turnbuckle, unfamiliar territory for the world's heavyweight champion.
He just got thrown clear across the ring by Rob Van Dam.
Van Dam holding that lower back, but he's trying to muster some offense. Van Dam wants to quicken the pace. He's done all the game,
Oh, here we go. That's it.
cinching in that sleeper hold.
Good night, Irene and Rob Van Dam.
We have seen the game use this maneuver to great results over the last month or so.
Put the pressure on him.
The game with the upper body strength and the technique to very effectively use the sleeper hold on Rob Van Dam.
Nobody's used this in years. This is a classic maneuver.
Look at the 45-degree angle that Van Dam's head is in. His head is being crimped. The blood supply to the brain being restricted.
That's a pretty much normal situation for Rob Van Dam, isn't it?
Well, you're awfully hard on Van Dam's case tonight.
Well, I just got to agree with Triple H.
Oh, look at this.
Van Dam's in the match of his life for the World Championship. It didn't seem to be taking it serious.
Van Dam negotiated Triple H to the turnbuckle, and the favor was returned. And oh, Van Dam, spinning heel kick.
In the sternum.
We said earlier that Van Dam was one knockout shot away with either foot from becoming the world's heavyweight champion.
That could have knocked the breath out of Triple H. Hit him right in the chest.
Van Dam has got to dance with what brung him, and that's his educated feet. He's got to get his legs and feet back more into this game plan. I'm not sure Van Dam can win as we said earlier, the slobber knocker with a game. Who's big and strong, but Van Dam is trying. He's fighting back. Van Dam knows what's on the line. The biggest match of his life. His journey in sports entertainment to culminate here with the world's heavyweight title. And Van Dam, step over. The game couldn't get his hands up. They got nailed right on the jaw. Triple H out, but does he know where he is? Van Dam another shot.
Damn, educated feet are really coming into play now. And then look out!
Van Dam, body to body, hook to the leg. It's over.
No.
Man, that was a heartbeat, a blink of an eye from Van Dam becoming the world's heavyweight champion. Van Dam, look at this. All the pace is quickened. The game a little disoriented here as Van Dam's coming at him from a variety of directions. Van Dam continues to try to drive the air out of the game. The game mustn't strike Van Dam. No, miss. Van Dam catches the game, the champion, with that educated right foot that time.
You're right, Van Dam's feet are flying.
Oh, rolling thunder. Rolling thunder by Van Dam. We got cover. Van Dam covers. Will it be? And the goal.
It's going to take more than the rolling thunder for Van Dam to become the world champion.
And look at the game trying to get out of town, step out of bounds.
That's a smart move.
Create some distance.
Oh,
damn! A suicide dive over the top. The challenger putting his own body on the line. Fighting fire with a game with those fists right in the face of the world's heavyweight champion.
Not looking good for Triple H right
Feel
now.
the intensity building.
Oh, no.
The momentum has changed.
Don't let him frog splash you. Get up and get to your feet. There you go.
Van Dam, left down kick. He caught the game. Flush on the jaw. Will it be? The cover. He's got. Oh, Van Dam couldn't get the 3. And the game is hurting.
And Van Dam's getting frustrated. This is good. Just hang in there, Triple H.
The momentum of this championship match has swung to the favor of the challenger. Here in Los Angeles, California, Van Dam lowered his head and paid for it by the cerebral assassin with a face lift. Oh, my God. Did you hear that impact? The game ran right through, right over the referee. Van Dam spinning heel kick Another knockout shot. There's a cover. 1, 2,
There's no referee.
3.
There's no referee. He doesn't have to kick out. He knows that. Triple H is smart enough to know that.
Referee, senior referee Earl Hebner holding his back. He was run over like a freight train.
Take your time, Triple H. Get your bearings. Rest. There you go.
Game going downstairs. And now Triple H looking for that pedigree. Triple H with a pedigree. But no counter. And Van Dam hooking up the game. On his head, the catapult. The game's face bouncing off the top turnbuckle.
Oh, no.
Rob Van Dam going up top. What's that? Hang time! Hang time! 5-star frog splash! And again, the game is down. He couldn't kick out if he wanted to. His life depended on it.
The referee's down. Let's see it again.
Oh, what a terrible break for Rob Van Dam. The referee destroyed just a few moments ago. Van Dam has had 2 opportunities to get the 3 count.
Van Dam's on fault. If he had to jump out of the way, the referee would have got hit.
Oh, what a low blow.
Oh,
Van Dam just got a blatant low blow from a desperate world's heavyweight champion.
Van Dam hit and hit hard.
And the game now rolling out of bounds again. But the damage has been done, and now what?
I don't know.
What in God's name could the Triple H be thinking now?
Maybe he's injured. Maybe he's delirious.
Now what's he want, a Band-Aid? An
Possibly.
aspirin? Oh, God almighty.
Maybe a hammer.
Yeah, you don't
Sledgehammer.
You don't think that the game is not worried about losing his title, bringing that sledgehammer in the ring. This is the act of a desperate champion.
Sorry, Rob.
Van Dam! What? Scores! I think that sledgehammer went right back in the face of the game.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. It ain't.
Van Dam!
Hey, wait a minute.
Look, Ric Flair!
Get out there, you idiot.
Flair owes Triple H.
Look at that, Triple H.
Oh, Flair's gonna stop the game with a referee down.
Referee, get up.
This could lead to Van Dam becoming the world's heavyweight champion.
Get up, referee. You gotta see this.
Flair is not washed up. Oh, look at the game. He's begging Flair not to strike him with the referee down. Oh, my God! You gotta be... What the hell? What? What the hell was that? Ric Flair just struck Rob Van Dam in the right in the heart with that sledgehammer.
I can't believe it.
What the hell is this about? My God, don't tell me. And a pedigree. Ric Flair just struck Van Dam in the heart with that sledgehammer.
Look at this.
You might be, my God. Kick out. Kick out. Kick out.
I can't believe this.
What the hell is
The winner of this bout, and still the World Heavyweight Champion, Triple H.
After Ric Flair got talked to like a government mule by the world's champion, Flair comes out. We thought he was going to help